Hey you guys, I hope you're having the best morning. I am here to talk to you about goal setting today. So we're going to cover 4 things, short-term and long-term goals, and how they're both super important personally and professionally, and also how your short-term goals help you achieve your long-term goals. We're going to talk about the acronym SMART and how that's used for goal setting. We're going to talk about how you need to make sure you write down and share your goals, and we're going to talk about reverse engineering your goals. So let's start with short-term and long-term. So just to clarify, just in case people haven't, good morning, Ashley. Just to clarify short-term, long-term goals, I know this is really basic, but it's always good to kind of start there just in case there's some people that don't know. So short-term goals for me personally, I set daily, weekly, and monthly short-term goals. Long-term goals are more quarterly and yearly. So for me, a long-term goal is more of my vision, my big dream, like if everything was perfect in my day and in my world, what would that look like, right? Those are my big goals. And then my daily, weekly, monthly goals are more following like the SMART system that I'll teach here in a second. So it's really, really important, and I can't stress enough that if you're not setting big, hairy, scary goals, right? Huge ones, like ones that you laugh at yourself or you cry when you write them, then you're not dreaming big enough and you're not setting big enough goals. So I really, really, really push you and urge you to look at your long-term goals and make sure that they are really massively huge, like so crazy big, okay? So that's pretty much, all there is short-term, long-term. Now, it's really, really important to remember that as we are working towards achieving our short-term goals, it's pushing us to reach our long-term goals. And that is super, super, super important aspect because it's really rewarding and it pushes you so much harder to reach those smaller goals. So on to the SMART acronym. It's an awesome, awesome thing to teach yourself. Oh no, so sorry. Okay, I think the kids are playing Minecraft. This could be bad. Sorry about that. So SMART goals, SMART goals. It's an acronym for specific, measurable, action, realistic, and timely. So to break it down, you need to set a specific goal. I'm going to use weight loss here. I want to lose weight. Is that a specific goal? No, I want to lose 10 pounds, okay? So you need to make sure it's measurable. How can you measure this goal? So you can measure it by your clothes fitting better, by you feeling better, right? You can measure it by actually losing weight. Hi, Nicole. So you need to make sure you can measure the goal that you set. By just saying, I want to lose weight, you can't measure that, right? So you need to make sure that there are going to be action steps for your goal, either short-term or long-term, right? You need to be able to break it down, and we'll talk more about reverse engineering here in a minute, but you need to make sure that you break down the action steps to be able to get you to your goal. You also need to set a realistic goal. So for example, I want to lose 40 pounds in a month. Is that realistic for most people? It's not. So you really want to make sure that any goal that you set, short-term and long-term, is realistic. Now, I don't know, there are some things like in the yearly goals, if I was gonna be like, I'm gonna be a multi-millionaire by the end of the year. That's not realistic for me. But for me to say, I'm gonna earn $2,000 a week or $5,000 a week by the end of the year, that's realistic and attainable for me right now. So, hi Celia. Make sure it's also timely. So you want to also make sure that you put a time to it. So like, I'm going to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks, or I'm going to lose 10 pounds in, a month. It just depends on where you're at, obviously. So make sure that when you're setting a goal that you go through that SMART system and make sure that your goals reach, that you're really breaking it down enough to really, be able to make sure that you're breaking it down enough to understand the steps that you need to take and to make sure that it's a goal that you can actually achieve. So talking about writing down your goals. It's totally basic, but I have to cover it because if you don't write down your goals like on paper, I'm not talking about typing it in your phone either. I'm talking about writing it on paper, putting it somewhere where you see it every day. That gives it power. And when you give something power, as we know, just like writing our affirmations or, anything else, then the law of attraction, right? It's going to work for our goals as well. So make sure that you're writing it down. The other incredible, incredible important piece is to make sure you share your goals with those that love you and those that will keep you accountable and those that will call you out if you're not lining up. And you know, if your spouse is maybe not as supportive, or your roommates, or whatever your situation is with your healthy eating or whatever, let them know that, hey, for this next 2 months, I'm going to be laser focused, and I would appreciate if you would honor that, you know, and respect it. So again, I'm using the weight loss analogy, but this goes for your business as well. You know, if you're trying to work your business and you need an extra hour every day, talk to your husband and say, or your wife, your partner, and say, hey, I need a little extra time. You know, is there any way you can help with the kids? Or, you know, can I sneak off to a coffee shop for half an hour? You need to talk to the people about the goals that you want to achieve so that they can be on board and they can help you. It's also really important when you're writing your goals to use those I am and I will statements. You know, you want to put that out there to the world that I will achieve this, right? So again, when you're writing your goals, make sure you're doing that. Now on to reverse engineering. I'm going to post something below this live video that should help you with that. But I just want to make sure that you understand. So reverse engineering is just taking the goal that you want. Oh, thanks for the hearts. They're my favorite. So anyhow, it's just taking the goal that you want to achieve and breaking it down into steps. So I've got this cool thing that'll help you, that will kind of help you break it down. Hi, Erin. And you should be able to really see clearly, like, these 3 steps are action items for this goal. Like, I want to lose 10 pounds. I'm going to work out daily. I'm going to check in with my accountability group, and I'm going to keep my nutrition on point, right? So those 3 things are going to reverse engineer you to getting your goal. So, and lastly, I just want to give you your call to action, guys. Today, I want you to, I'll post the win for the day here in a minute. I'm going to go edit it and post it. But your call to action is to tell us 5 short-term goals for yourself, 5 long-term goals for yourself. And then I'm going to push you that extra step further, because this is a push group, and I want you to break down one of those goals, okay? So I want to see at least 3 action items for that one particular goal, for each a long-term and a short-term goal. All right, guys, well, I hope that helps with goal setting. I hope you're setting some goals. I hope you're crushing some goals. And most importantly, I just want to put it out there that if you don't reach your goal, if you set a weekly goal and you don't reach it, or you set a monthly goal and you don't reach it, you're not a failure and you didn't fail. And you can try again next month. And, you know, if you didn't set a big, hairy, scary goal, then maybe you only would have, you know, got this tiny little smidge of your goal. But if you set these big goals and you don't hit it, you know, so sorry again. Okay, I'm going to end this before we get disconnected again. But anyhow, you're never failing if you don't reach your goals. Just go back to the drawing board, figure out which action steps you need to work harder on, and go get it, all right? So I hope you have the best day, and I'll see you guys soon.